really do. You're a 21-year-old punk fucking kid. Grandpa's given you everything all your fucking life. You've never had a car payment, a house payment. Everything you live in was given to you by Grandpa. You fucking don't know what it's like to work for a fucking living like I do, to bust my fucking ass and do what I do. And you know what, Sean? You fucked me, and that's the way you got it. But you know what? Your grandpa's money will run out someday, and you'll have to feast for yourself. Get a fucking job, you piece of shit.
Welcome to Behind the Smoke podcast. My name is Sean Walchef, and we are here at Valley Farm Market above the butcher shop in this beautiful kick-ass podcast studio. Here with my barbecue brethren. Got my boy here, Derek. How we doing? Derek Marceau. How we doing tonight?
Doing great. Everything's going good. Beautiful day. Weather kind of changed a little bit, so it's nice and warm, and people are eating up the queue.
So for those of you that haven't listened to the podcast, the whole idea was for us to take you behind the smoke, kind of give you an idea of what it's like to run a business, to be an entrepreneur, to deal with really the shit that nobody really can talk about, stuff that they don't tell you about in business school. You just kind of have to grind it out and figure out ways to keep the doors open. And our goal with this podcast is to just bring you interesting content, great guests, people that are not full of shit, people that actually...
That's hard to find, too.
That is very hard to find. It's a rarity these days. So when you do find people that beat to a different drum and that have some honesty and integrity and are willing to grind out whatever they have to do to stay in business, those are the people that we really want to learn from. So one of the cool things about this podcast, we've been getting some amazing feedback. I guess we're kind of analytic junkies now that, with all these statistics that we can get, on the marketing end for
I am when you show me.
Well, it's really cool because we have people listening to the podcast in Canada, the United Kingdom, Australia, wow, Norway, Aruba, Italy, and Slovenia.
Shout out to you guys.
Still don't see Bulgaria on the list, and that kind of hurts.
That's like your hometown.
But maybe I should start speaking Bulgarian, and then then my wife would be happy, and then maybe my in-laws might listen.
Right.
Yeah. Well, either way, we had a barbecue contest here in California.
Yeah, man, we had a great barbecue contest out here, and it was called the SoCal Barbecue Batch in Pomona, and it was a KCBS sanctioned event. And the grand champions want to give a shout out to Smokin' Moe's and the reserve grand champ, Big Papa Smokers. In that contest, there was also a backyard barbecue champion, and want to give a huge shout out to the Rub Life. We know they're listening a lot, and Fern's Semi-Famous Barbecue, he was a part of that, and they actually took home first place. So shout out to you guys. Good job. We're proud of you. Keep up the good work. Keep that passion alive. We know how hard it is to do competition-style barbecue and do your thing, and it's great that you guys did such a good job. Now we want to welcome our next guest, Brad Cooper from Coops Barbecue. We're excited to have you, man. Thank you so much for coming out.
Woo! My man, Coop.
I'm happy to be here, guys. I'm just sitting here enjoying this bomb-ass jerky that Kevin threw up. Man, this stuff is good, man.
Yeah. It's an inside top round that we slice real thin and put our marinade on. That marinade that forever. It took me a long time to get it exactly how I wanted to. Then we smoke it. Some people dehydrate their jerky. We how we do, man. We just we try to smoke everything. So we smoked this, and it turned out well. We do about 40 pounds a batch, and sell out, usually that day.
I like it because most jerkies, you got to chew them forever before you can finally swallow it, man. This stuff right here just chews apart real easy. Got that nice flavor to it. This is good. I like that, man. That right there, that could take you somewhere, man.
Why don't you take us somewhere? I know barbecue is it comes in the family. It's part of the bloodline in your family. And tell us a little bit about Texas Midland growing up, and how your passion came to get you back into barbecue.
It's kind of odd, it's not really in the family, but as a kid there was a place called Sam's Barbecue on Scarborough Drive in Midland, Texas, and there was a store also called Easy Way. In Texas, we used to eat these sandwiches called chopped beef sandwiches. And basically what it was, they took, cheap piece of beef, cooked it down, threw some onions and barbecue sauce in there, and threw it on the bun. Man, it was some of the best freaking sandwiches you ever had.
It's like my grandma's goulash.
But
just throw everything in there and mix it up, and it's good.
It was a cheap little eat. But when you had a little change, you went over to Sam's Barbecue, which was a couple of buildings away, and he had rib tips, man. And man, he used to mesquite smoke those bad boys, and I can still taste them to this day, you know. And you know, it's like I kind of was away from barbecue for a while because I had moved to San Diego right after high school, and really didn't get back into it until I moved back to Texas in '96. And my father had a little joint that he was running. It was a kitchen from his church. Okay. And so he was doing barbecue and soul food, and he had made some brisket and some ribs one day, and you know, hey, try this. I sat down and I was like, man, you can't find nothing like this in San Diego, you know. And he told me, he said, man, he said, if you ever get this down, he said, you'll never be a broke man, you know. And I really didn't catch what he was saying until I moved back. I had moved back to San Diego, I think it was probably the later part of '98, and, you know, got a chance to go check out Phil's, you know. And
the one over on Goldfinch?
Yeah, on Goldfinch.
Yep.
That's when he was on Goldfinch.
Yep.
And the line was down the street, and I'm just like, man, you know, this is crazy. And, you know, to me, it was pretty good, you know. But then, you know, he closed down, and then he opened one down on Sports Arena, and, you know, I just kept hearing Phil's, because I hadn't tried anything in a while. So I went down there and waited probably 2 hours.
Like you're waiting to go to a club.
Yeah.
Or you're going to see Michael Jackson.
You know, I can't wait to see, you know, see
going
what's
on
up
here?
with this, you know. And so when I bit into it, you know, it wasn't nasty, you know, but it just wasn't what I was expecting as far as barbecue, especially after, you know, have gone back home a couple of times and had a chance to eat some more of my father's barbecue. And I told my wife, I said, I can do this. And she looked at me like, do what?
You're crazy. We definitely have that in common.
I was like, I can do this. She's like, do what? I said, man, the barbecue that I know how to make, I feel is way better than this.
Right.
You know, I said, these people are packed in this place out, and the line is out the door. I said, this is crazy. You know, I said, I know the barbecue that I make is a lot better than this. And she just kind of looked at me like, yeah, right, you know. Because, I'm a registered nurse by trade. Uh-huh. You know, I worked for Kaiser for like 11 years and another hospital for a couple of years. And so I was making pretty good money, you know. But, you know, I started doing the barbecue thing. It's weird because I started making plates at home.
Okay.
And I would go to beauty shops and barbershops, to a lot of the black-owned beauty shops and barbershops throughout La Mesa, Lemon Grove, Southeast, National City. That would be my weekend hustle.
Sure.
You know.
Did you have a big smoker at the time, or was it just kind of a backyard?
At first, I had a small backyard, and then we got the one we call Big Boy. I don't know if you've seen it when you guys were at the restaurant.
For sure.
It's not the one that's in the parking lot, but the one that's on the side of the building. It's the red and black one.
Is that the one you use for catering?
Yeah. I purchased that from a guy out of Dallas, and I had my father go pick it up. So when I went home, I went and grabbed and brought it back. But you know, it's weird. It started out kind of a little hobby, you know, making a little extra money, and then next thing you know, it turned into a business. And then in 2010, I got a chance to get the location that we're at now. I knew the guy that had it before, Barnes Barbecue.
Yeah, I remember.
The nephew Dante was running it, you know, and he was telling me that, you know, he's about to close it down. I was like, wow, he said, ain't no business here. I'm going to open up down the street. You know, I'm thinking in my head, you know, your food will bring foot traffic, because that's what he said. It wasn't no foot traffic.
Yeah.
You know, I'm going to go downtown where the traffic is.
You become a destination location, right?
And you know what?
There's no foot traffic in Lemon Grove or Spring Valley.
No,
for
there
that.
isn't.
The foot traffic that's on Spring Valley, I don't think we really want coming in.
And I was just telling my staff, we had a meeting, you know, I was talking to my staff about taking pride in everything that you do, whether it be, you know, the customer service, sweeping the floors, mopping the floors, doing the dishes, you know. And I told them, I said, do you know that this place is a destination? Because they don't really understand what's going on. You know,
Sure.
to them, it's just a job.
Right.
You know, they don't understand that Coops has become a barbecue destination in Southern California.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, it's, you know, one of the things that we have the utmost respect for is Yelp. And, you know, for somebody like you that comes a heavyweight in Yelp with, you know, almost 1,500 reviews and 4.5-star rating. 4.5-star rating. I mean, twice. You've been in 2014 and 2016 on the top 100 in the United States. top 100. I mean, we're talking all the heavyweights and all the big boy barbecue spots are on there.
Right.
You know, Kansas City Joe's is on there.
Franklin.
Happy's Smokehouse, Franklin's. I mean, Gus's world famous chicken. I mean, we're talking about all the best spots, and you've been on there twice.
Right.
You know, it doesn't get more destination than
and
that.
you know what's so funny? Because the first time in 2000 was 2012, right?
Yep.
The first time. No,
so.
2014.
2014.
Yeah, 2014. The first time when we got on there, I was happy about it, you know, but it wasn't like, I really didn't realize what I had achieved until the last time we did it. It just sunk in. I was just like, wow, you know, all the restaurants, you know, in the U.S., you know, and we are in this top 100 restaurant. I'm thinking about little bitty Coops, West Texas barbecue.
Amazing. Levin Grove on the map.
You know, and
amazing. And twice.
It really just blew my mind the last time. The last time just really just sunk in, just like, wow, we're really doing this thing, you know. And it's gratifying to be recognized, you know. But to me, my biggest gratification comes from the local people. Those that
the regulars
that keep coming, that I keep seeing over and over. That lets me know that I'm doing something right. When I keep seeing these same people come in over, and then I hear new people come in. So, oh yeah, my friend told me about it. You know, they say you got to try. That's gratification for me.
Sure.
You know, because if the locals, you know, the world can recognize you, but the world ain't gonna come eat at your spot.
That's right. Yeah, that's right. Family's not coming to eat either. They just want free food.
We hang our hat too on word of mouth.
So
as much as you can have the internet, word of mouth. That person telling somebody. I mean, there's nothing. It makes you feel good. They got my name in their mouth, and they're actually saying some positive things. You know, it helps you go to the next level. You want to keep pushing and make sure that everyone's that happy.
Right. I had a guy that was living in Hawaii. And he moved out here, and he told me, he said, yeah, my friend told me, he said, man, when you get to San Diego, you got to go to Coops. You know, he said, here I am. You know, it's like, wow, you're talking about being in Hawaii. You know, so that was cool. You know, stuff like that just kind of make your head swell up. But it makes you proud because, you know, if people go all the way to Hawaii and talk about you, you know, it's just like, okay, cool. You know, we're making some noise, you know. 'Cause,
it's incredible. You know, I mean, it is very incredible to be on that list twice. Yeah. And exactly what you said. It's easy to take it for granted the first time.
Right.
And then the second time, you know, you went from 2014, you didn't get back on for another 2 years. So it's like the next year, you're like, well, what happened? You know, you still have 4.5-star rating. You know, you still have 4.5-star rating. You're still doing an amazing job. You're putting out quality product, and you're like, okay, well, what happened? And then once you're on the list again, you're like, wow.
Yeah,
wow. That promise I made to my wife, hey, this is going to work. You're out there hustling your barbecue, and you're like, hey, this is going to work, babe. Trust me, it's going to work. And then something like that happens, and, you know, then it just actually makes you have to work even harder.
Right. You know, you can never get content in this business.
Yeah.
Never get satisfied, always push to be better. And, you know, I tell my staff, I said, my goal is to get better. And they be wondering, well, what are you talking about get better? You know, you got some of the best barbecue. I said, no, it could always be better. You could always get that little nudge or that, you know, make that brisket just a little bit tender, just right. You know, you try to shoot for perfection every time.
Well, complacent people don't ever get to the peak. Complacent people stay at the bottom. And that's one of my, and Sean, I mean, if we're not pushing the envelope, I don't think we're doing it right. If we're just sitting back saying, okay, we have this or we did this, that's cool. If we're not keep going and doing more, to me, it's just it's about pushing yourself to feel uncomfortable and doing more and putting yourself out there and being vulnerable.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, one of the best things about barbecue is, you know, not just barbecue but business. The more that you put in, the more that you give back. You know, the more that people are willing to, you know, share with you. And, you know, the world that we live in with Instagram and with, you know, Twitter and with Facebook, I mean, people are sharing, and, you know, we're seeing stuff all, you know, not just here, you know, San Diego, it used to be a joke. Exactly what you said. It used to be a joke with barbecue, you know. Phil's, they set the standard with business. I mean, geez. I mean, we're all envious of, you know, the amount of volume that place does. I mean, it's incredible. You know, the amount of catering trucks, I mean, all the units, the way that they give back. But, you know, to see things like that and to find people that embrace their community. I mean, I think that's why we got along so well is, you know, when we asked you to come and participate in our charity event, you know, the Spring Valley Barbecue Festival.
And thank you again for that.
Yeah. I mean, you've stepped up, you know, I think it's 2 years you've come out and, you know, I think you brought Big Boy down. And, you know, you brought your team down there, and we understand because we run a business and we know that when we go out and cater and we go do events, you're putting a stress on that business,
Right,
because
right.
you're not at the shop. Somewhat
Right.
like the shop's still open, you didn't close, but now you're going and you're participating. And for you to come down and to help us raise money for kids, I mean, it's just a testament to what you do. And having all of Lemon Grove come down, and they're so happy to see you and to talk to you and to check out your pit, and to oh, I got to hang with Coop today, and
right.
they take their picture, stuff like that. I mean, it's humbling.
It's huge, and when people can see the owner, they become vested in you too.
Right.
It's like, well, I haven't been to Coops before. Oh, well, they're here. Well, let me go over there and try it. And then it's like, oh, I get to meet Brad. Like, cool. Now they're vested not just in Coops Barbecue, but in you yourself, and you get to meet them, shake their hand, and people really want to be a part of something. And that's what Sean and I really, really want to do, is create this movement of barbecue to let people know, hey, California's on the map.
Right.
We can do it, and we're not trying to compete against each other. We're trying to all go together, and there's not very many of us. So it's
I really got to say that in the past, I would say the last 6 years, that barbecue have really come a long way here in San Diego County.
Absolutely.
Like you said, San Diego was a joke. I thought it was a joke, at first, because what everybody perceived barbecue to be, and when I started doing what I was doing, it was kind of an educational thing, really, for a lot of people coming in, because
Sure.
everybody thought that barbecue sauce had to be on the meat. They thought everything that was cooked had to have barbecue sauce on. I used to get in arguments with customers. Why won't you put any barbecue sauce on? Like, man, I do Texas style barbecue.
Yeah.
Right.
We don't put sauce on the meat. It's all about the meat. We have a good sauce to go with it. We give you all you want to put on there. And man, I mean, so many. One lady gave me the food back.
Yep.
Told me, this ain't barbecue. I said, well, what do you mean? She said, there's no barbecue. Where's the barbecue sauce? I said, well, ma'am, this is Texas style barbecue. So I had to break it down to her. And I told her, I said, just taste it. I said, taste
Sure.
the meat. And she tasted it. She said, this is good.
That's some good shit.
Well, yeah, that's some good shit. Exactly, right?
I'll tell you this right now. I might have ate a pound of your chicken today.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm not
took
kidding.
down a pound.
That jerk chicken.
He ordered his own size.
I'm not kidding you. I'm going to be 100% honest.
That's for sure.
I might have ate a whole pound. I love the little flair that you did with that.
Right.
The jerk style and smoked. Me and my wife have gone to Jamaica. Scotch bonnet peppers. Like I love that stuff. And that got me. No sauce, no nothing. I literally just kept eating. I'm like, oh, no one else is going to eat that. And I just kept going.
There definitely was no leftovers for sure.
Yeah, I came up with that. I don't know what's the restaurant on Imperial, the Jamaican restaurant. Jamaican Kitchen, is that the name?
I think it is
Jamaican Kitchen.
Yeah.
I had got some jerk chicken there a long time ago, and it was good, but I could only eat 2 bites of it because for me it was too spicy. I'm not a real spicy.
No,
person.
that's Scotch bonnet. If you put too much in it,
I was
it takes
just
over.
like, man, I said this stuff is good, but it's too spicy. So I came up with that idea, the Southwestern jerk chicken, to kind of water down with some barbecue sauce and a couple other ingredients, and it worked. People love it, man.
Do you brine that?
I tried to do.
Do you brine that chicken before you No.
No. We just marinated the night. We prep it the night before, marinate it, cook it up the next day, and yeah, man, it's becoming a big hit. I tell people, I said, I'll make you change your mind about dark meat.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people come in and they say, I don't eat dark meat. I said, taste it.
Well, sometimes I don't even want to work around the bone either. And that it was boneless too. Forget about it for me, man. You're going to see me a lot more now. I'm just going to go get a pound of that chicken.
I think one of the things I love is when guys come in and they come with their wives, and their wives they say their wives don't like barbecue. And I'll be like, I want you to try this. I said, I think we'll change your perception of barbecue. And so I'll give them a piece of that chicken, and it's like, oh my God, this is good. Or I give them a piece of rib tip, they're like, this is good. They're like, you don't put barbecue sauce on your meat? I said, no. In Texas, barbecue is smoked meat. Yeah, that's what we call barbecue. We have barbecue sauce to go with it, but I've changed the opinion of a lot of people who thought they didn't like barbecue. They thought that barbecue was just meat slathered in sauce, which was the norm here in San Diego for a while.
I mean, I think that's one of the coolest things about barbecue is just the regions and the way that people grow. And,
it's different.
San Diego's we're a transplant town. We have people from all over. I mean, they're from all over, and they bring different styles. When we have customers that come in and they're like, your barbecue's shit. And we're like, well, I'm sorry.
Somebody
Let
else
us know.
loves it,
Well, let us know. They're from Texas.
Right.
They want that heavy hickory smoke. And we're like, I got the perfect spot for you. You go see Brad. You go right up the street. I apologize, but our barbecue, we're more Kansas City style. We smoke with, pecan and almond, and, we don't put that heavy smoke on it, but that's just the way that we cook our barbecue, and for us, it is an education.
Right.
There's multiple times where we, have been, under the tutelage of Gene, learning how to do things the right way. And there was plenty of times where we fucked it up.
Well, there's not a right, and there's not a right or wrong, right?
No.
Everyone has
Right,
their own
yeah.
palate. Some might want.
Well, the right way
more
is to
smoke.
keep the business open, right? Because otherwise, we're not podcasting, and our wives don't let us go out and bullshit around.
Well, you have to make sure you're taking care of your demographic too.
Right,
The people
right.
that want to come into your shop. For me at the grocery store, we haven't had. My dad years ago had this guy Smoking Joe that they used to do smoking classes together and stuff, and we call it dirty smoking, where it's just basically all wood. That's your heating element, and you use nothing else.
Right.
Now I have a old hickory, and we have some fire behind it, and it's a lighter smoke, but it's different, and it's not right or wrong, but we sell 10 times more barbecue now than I did 8 years ago when I was doing it, and it's just you find the people that want that, and it's for our tri-tip and stuff, it's kind of a little hybrid of a little flair of little spice and little sweetness to it, and people enjoy that.
Yeah, I think one of the biggest things, the things that I admire the most about you, watching what you do is you've always been pushing the envelope, and you've always tried to figure out a way, how do I expand my brand, and how do I find different ways, to really make money in this business,
Right.
to keep, not only keep the doors open, but, to pay for my employees, to pay for my staff, to pay, we have 5 million things we do in a day. We barely have time to sit down and, actually look at the entire forest. We're in the trees, we're living it, we're dodging them, we're trying to figure out, what's our next move. And, you've done things, and, some of those things didn't work out. If you had any advice, what really happened down with Chula Vista?
Chula Vista.
So you opened your shop in Lemon Grove what year?
We opened Lemon Grove in 2010.
2010.
And then we did Chula Vista in 2013.
Okay.
And that was an opportunity that was presented to me by the people who actually own the bar.
Okay.
With Seneca
Yeah.
Bar and Grill. The father used to run the restaurant, but he passed away. So the daughter was just doing the bar, and she wanted somebody to come in and do a kitchen. So I went down and checked it out. I was like, "It's pretty cool. I'll try it out." So I did a 1-year lease there.
Mm-hmm.
We worked out a deal to do 1-year lease, and there was a guy who had a Mexican restaurant that was failing, going out of business, because he was right next to another Mexican restaurant, and he was having problems with the landlord. Because I almost opened up down there where little Alex is.
Yep.
I was dealing with that landlord, and that just didn't work out.
Well,
dude was driving me crazy.
It's honesty and integrity.
Yeah, he was driving me crazy, and he wanted too much.
Sure.
Because the place was run down at the time.
And
The only thing that
he
was nice
probably
was the actual
unpredictable,
restaurant
right?
itself. Yeah, and so I told the dude, I said, "Man, close your restaurant." I said, and make a deal with the dude, because you're not going to do nothing but go downhill from here. I said, "And come help me open up another one." So we worked that out, but it just didn't work out. I couldn't get the consistency down there.
Mm-hmm.
The staff, they weren't consistent. I would call.
Did you have multiple staff? So you had the bar staff as well as your own
No,
staff?
just my own staff.
Just your own
Just
staff?
my own staff. So what I would do is sometimes I would call and place an order. This guy, my voice, and place an order
Right.
just to see what I'm going to get.
Hey, I did the same shit. No kidding.
You're your own secret
Oh,
shopper?
yeah.
Nice.
Nice.
So I'll pull up and I'll be like, "Hey, it's this Manuel."
Yeah.
And they be looking like, "What?" I said, "Yeah, Manuel, bring me the plate." And so they bring me the plate. I'm like, "What is this shit?" You can't serve this to customers.
Yeah.
And then I taste it. I be like, I talked to the dude one last time. I said, "You know what? We got 3 weeks to get this right. I'm gonna go through this one more time. We got 3 weeks to get it right. But if I come back and we got a mishap," I said, "I'm gonna close it." And it was what November, the beginning of November, I did it again. Got a plate before I even opened up. I just said, "You know what? We're closing it."
Yeah.
You
The
could
plate
feel
was
it.
supposed to be. It was supposed
Yeah.
to be 3 pounds total.
Yeah.
Right.
Man,
You
it
knew
felt like
right
it was
when
about
you
6.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, I was pissed.
There's your money out
I
the
was
door.
pissed.
Yep.
I said, we're closing
That's your
up.
profit.
Yeah.
Your
Yeah.
profit's
I said,
coming
we're
right
closing
out.
up. People are like, what's wrong? I said, man, you don't care about this business the way I do. And that's what I got to have is somebody who cares about it. I said, if people get Coops in Chula Vista and they never make it to Lemon Grove, that's going to be their perception of what we're doing in Lemon Grove.
Yep.
And it's not what we're doing in Lemon Grove.
Yep.
You know, I said that quality has got to be the same across the board. It's just like McDonald's. You can get a Big Mac and it's going to taste the same in Rhode Island as it does here in San Diego.
It'll taste the same in Bulgaria.
Yeah,
I can
Bulgaria,
attest to it.
yeah.
I mean, it's like it's unbelievable.
Yeah,
And
it's
like
crazy.
People they knock McDonald's all the time. It's the
system
number one
is-
restaurant in the world for a reason. It's because you know that you're never going to get disappointed. You know what those chicken nuggets are going to taste like.
Right.
That's
Every single
sweet
time.
and sour sauce, chicken nuggets, fries. You know exactly what it's going to taste like. Doesn't matter where you have it.
So I just told him, I said, man, I'm shutting it down. So
Well, it's hard to get these employees to understand, and what we always tell them is, if you wouldn't eat it, don't put that shit out there.
Right.
If you honestly are looking at it, or when we're displaying it in the case, if you don't like the way it looks, if you were going to come in here and buy that, if you wouldn't buy that, don't put that shit in my counter. We'll take it out. We'll do something else. Like, we'll figure it out, but do not put that shit in my counter.
But sometimes you gotta realize the employees, the mentality you're dealing with too, because sometimes they would eat it, you know.
Yeah.
But you got to set that standard that you have.
Yeah.
You got to try to get them to understand that standard, and what the purpose of that standard is because you want that customer to keep coming back because they like the way it looks. They like the way it smells. They like the way it tastes.
Yeah.
People eat with their eyes first.
Sure.
You know, if you get
You buy
somebody
with your
something
eyes.
look like crap, you know, they're not gonna, you know, they ain't gonna be all, oh man, I can't wait to dig. I want when people open up one of my boxes, be like, oh damn, I can't wait to get in this. You know, that's what I'm looking for every single time. You know, and you know, like I said, we had a meeting this Monday. We were just talking about, you know, having pride in everything you do, and I think that's a hard thing to get. You know, as an owner, is trying to get your whole crew. You always have like a core group of people, like maybe 3 or 4 people
the backbone,
that
the
are
heart.
on it. You know, that you know, every single task that they do, they're trying to do it to the best of their ability. And you have those people that they just go through the motion, waiting for the next paycheck.
Right.
You know, and you can't knock it, you know, but at the same time, you know, you just like, come on, man, can't you get it? You know, don't you get it?
Well,
you know,
they want a job, but they don't want to work.
they want to get it. There you go.
You know,
and that's the way
they
the
want-
society, a lot of the society is, especially these younger kids, man.
The millennials, and I'm in that group. You know, I'm the end of it, but it's unfortunate that they don't have that work ethic. I don't know any different. So the best thing about with me growing up is that I grew up in a family with my dad having the store and my mom and my stepdad owning car washes. So it's like, I didn't know you didn't work on weekends because everyone works.
Yeah.
You know? So it was just like
absolutely.
when I started doing
Right.
stuff, and I'm like, this is just kind of what we
that
do.
doesn't even make sense.
No, you just keep working, and you go to work every day. Then it's like, oh man, I actually got off today by 3 or 4 o'clock. That was actually kind of cool.
Yeah.
That's like your day off,
Right,
You know, if you get off a little early, but yeah, you know, nowadays it's instant gratification. They want it right now. They're on their fucking phones all the time.
all the time.
All the
And
time.
it's, you know, now you have to. Now and I know you've already done it, Sean, but we're doing things where we're monitoring their social media, and they can't put anything about Valley Farm in a negative light. Like, you have to watch what they're doing.
Yeah.
Because if you have something to say, I'm here. Come talk to me. If you have an issue, I've never said no to an employee that wants to talk. We'll figure out time where we can sit down and talk. So let's talk and see what's really bothering you. A lot of times they have really, really short memories. It's like, I bend over backwards to work with your schedule and do all these things, but yet now one thing didn't go your way, and now it's the end of the world,
Right.
and fuck your store, and fuck this, I'm done, and I'm not going to work. I'm not going to work till you give me a raise. How about this? How about you work fucking hard, and I'll see it, and I'll give you a raise. They're like, no. I'm not going to work hard until you give me more money.
Yeah.
It's just not how it works.
I mean,
all the
it's
time.
one of the toughest things that we deal with as
Man,
owners.
the
And
turnover is crazy, man.
I'll never forget, you know, when I was 13 years old, and my grandfather, he, you know, woke me up, you know, 6 a.m. He's like, you know, we're going out to the restaurant. You're going to bust tables. And I'm pissed as hell. You know, I'm pissed as hell because, you know, like my boys, they're all sitting there. They're sleeping in. They're going to go play basketball in the afternoon. They're all bullshitting. And like, I'm going out to bust tables and to wash dishes. And I was so pissed. And I remember driving with him, and he's like, you know, do you see why there's no cars on the road? And I'm like, you know, I don't know. I'm still pissed, you know, whatever.
Right.
I don't know. I'm really angry right now. Like, I don't want to think about it. But then he's like, you know, there's no cars on the road because people aren't working. they're not working today, but that's not us. That's not who we are. He's a medical doctor who, was born in Bulgaria and that, immigrated over here. And he's still, at that age, he must have been 75. He's still out there pushing, grinding, trying to teach me, that, hey, you need to actually value work. And for work's sake, not because it's sexy. There's nothing sexy about washing the dishes. Right. But guess what? It's one of the most, if not the most important job in the restaurant. Right. We have to find ways to get our staff fired up to want to do that. And the funny thing is, we talk about millennials, some of the people that have been carrying our business are millennials, and they just were raised differently. Yeah. I have kids. I have a kid that's 16. He's 16, and he has, if I could hire 15 of them, I would. Right. The kid's going to go to Columbia. He turned down MIT to go to Columbia, and he's a dishwasher. He's like, I just want to work. And he impressed me so much. I was like, no problem. Done. Anytime.
Well, see, that's the thing with the millennials. You have that one group that, they come up in a hard life. Yeah. And they realize the value of having a job. Some of them are really trying to help their parents out, because it's been rough. And then you have those kids that just, they don't give a damn.
They were given everything.
They want everything given to them. Growing up, it didn't matter if they had A's or B's or D's and F's. Yeah, they got what they wanted. Right. And so they don't know how to appreciate anything.
It's tough. It's tough. Because I definitely didn't have a hard life. I grew up in La Jolla. I grew up in privilege, and I was very lucky for that. But my grandfather was old school. He's old school, and he was born on a farm, and he wanted to make sure that I understood. Hey, this is how we work. And we work, and we're going to learn. We're going to learn how to be better, and we're going to work to be better. And guess what? You're not going to get something just because you want it.
And you'd have it no other way.
Now I'd have it no other way.
No.
I was don't
get yourself
spoiled fucking kid. I was
pissed as hell. I got in trouble when I was younger, and
I was the shittiest dishwasher there was. For sure.
No, I got in trouble one summer, and all summer long, all I did was vacuum cars at the car wash. Yeah, and it was like, motherfucker, my boys are going surfing, right? They're going skating, they're going these sports, and I'm like, are you kidding me right now?
This is bullshit.
Yeah, and I'm mad. Yeah, but it's that's the best thing that ever happened is doing those things and grinding it out and fighting adversity and figuring out, well, what I did was actually wrong. I fucked up. Here are my consequences. Now, do I want to be vacuuming cars all day? No. So figure out how to not do that. Figure out what makes you go and push yourself and be a positive kid in society and not getting in trouble and putting yourself in a position to where you can do other things other than that. It was great.
I think one of the, we appreciate you sharing those difficult times because that nothing is more, heartbreaking than, having a dream to open up another location and then having it not work the way, and you have to be brutally honest with yourself. Oh yeah. And you have to you had to know in your heart it's not failure because there were multiple things that we did at the restaurant that I will never hire an executive chef again. Oh my God, this guy tried to ruin every single recipe that Gene had. And it was because he needed to put his imprint on the business, and I didn't need an executive chef. Right. I have Gene Goycochea. This guy's teaching us everything that we could possibly know. But instead, I had this guy who literally one summer, tried to bring in, mahi onto our menu, and we're a fucking barbecue restaurant. We're not a fish restaurant. We're not serving fucking pasta. Right. We made all those hard decisions. And for us, I think one of the coolest things that I ever saw you do was you did a Facebook Live video. You use social media very, very well. And I applaud you for that because our restaurant wouldn't be where it is without, Facebook, and Yelp, without Instagram and Twitter. And, one of the things that I saw you do was, when you opened up, the chicken coop, right. You had been experiencing some difficulties with some tough reviews, about food consistency, food quality. Right. And you took it upon yourself to be accountable. And you went on Facebook Live and you told people, hey, I see this stuff. You're saying it, I see it, and I'm going to address it. And, that was honestly one of the coolest things that I've seen a business owner do. And I do want to commend you for that. Tell us a little bit how that went down.
Yeah, we had opened it up. We kind of had to hurry up and open up because we're losing money every day that it was closed.
nothing. People don't understand that. A restaurant is not open. Like until the register is ringing, that restaurant's not open.
Right, and it's weird because the anticipation that we had the people come in and it just seemed like for some reason my staff just couldn't get it right. It's weird. It's like we've been through it and everything, and people were waiting for 45 minutes for some freaking chicken. It was a nightmare, man. It really was. And then we finally got it down and got the timing down, got the everything, the food consistency down, everything. But by then it was kind of too late. I told him, I said, man, if we had got this right when we first opened up, we would have had a train that would have just took off and kept going. I said, but now we got to try to build it up. But by that time it was too little, too late. And so, around January, man, I told my daughter, I said, you know what? I got to shut it down. I said, the labor cost is killing us.
It's, California minimum wage, it's no joke. And restaurants have to rethink everything that we do.
And man, I was stressed. My neck was hurting and everything. And so finally, my daughter went, because it was a lot going on too. I was trying to help my daughter move. She was going through some things. And so she had to go down to the restaurant. And I said, you know what? Talk to the staff, let them know we're going to have to shut it down,
Mm-hmm. And
so, we did, man. I tears nearly came out my eyes when I told her to do that because I don't like to fail like nothing,
right.
And that's just how
we're competitive.
Chula Vista. I didn't really look at Chula Vista as a failure. I looked at it as an opportunity to try to do something. So when I closed that, it really didn't. It wasn't like emotional, but it did take a lot of stress off me because my neck was bothering me for like 3 weeks. It was just hurting, man.
Yeah.
That's where you carry your stress.
As soon as I told the dude that I was closing it, everything just went
like
away.
A weight. Yeah, you got that weight off of you.
But when we had to close the chicken coop, man, it hit me in my heart, man. I was just like, wow, I just knew this thing would work, and the people that were coming, prior, the couple of months prior to closing, they were like, man, this chicken is bomb, these waffles are bomb, and even to this day, we still get people coming, oh man, when you close the chicken coop, why? I was like, you're just now coming back.
Exactly.
Like we've been closed in February.
Could have used you in January and December, my man, with a big crew of people.
Like you're just now coming back.
Yeah.
But no, we're going to do something else with it. I got a little lease on it, and the biggest cost there was the labor. So when I closed that, it helped me out a little bit.
Sure.
And fortunately, business has picked up at Coop, so it's carried, kind of helped me carry the load. But there's two different things we're thinking about doing. One is doing a barbecue Mexican infusion taco shop.
Nice.
Oh, really?
So
that's cool.
And not a whole big old taco shop menu, but smoked chicken roll tacos, tortas. Just a few dishes with using some of the meats from Coops. And one of my ladies, she's from one of the southern states in Mexico, and she can really cook.
Awesome.
And I had always told her if I got a chance to open up a taco shop, I said I would love to put you.
That's
in.
right.
That's really
So-
cool.
She's the one.
So that's what we're looking at doing. It's taking a little bit longer than I wanted to, but I've learned don't rush it.
Right.
The turnover rate in the restaurant business is just so ridiculous. Even at little bitty Coops, our turnover rate has been crazy.
How many staff do you have?
Right now we have, I would say, a total of 13, 14.
Yeah.
And it keeps fluctuating. You think you got somebody that's gonna work out good. Oh man, I love the way she's dealing with the customer, blah blah blah. 2 weeks into it, the whole attitude, the persona, everything is just changing. So we want to do we're going to call the chicken coop, we're going to rename it Senior Coops.
Nice.
Because we want to do Mexican, but we still wanted to do some form of chicken and waffles and some form of fried fish over there because a lot of people have still been coming for it, and that area is missing that.
Yeah.
There's nothing over there. I think there's Chef John on Broadway, but it's a totally different type of fish. It's not southern fried fish. So, but yeah, I did some smoked chicken roll tacos, like 150 on one weekend, and I was just passing them out to the customers during the weekend, and everybody's like, man, when are you going to do this? This is crazy good.
Are you going to do like fried fish tacos too and all that?
Yeah.
I know a good thing about Mexican restaurants and why there's so many out there is because they can make so many different dishes with only a few meats.
Yeah.
And it keeps your costs down, your labor costs down. And if you're already doing all your smoking and stuff, to be able to put that into, a tortilla, and now you have a taco, or you want to roll it up and fry it and you got a rolled taco, or you want to make it bigger and you got a burrito, and you can make different things, and that's keeps some of your costs down. That could actually, hey, I'll try it. Don't kid yourself.
And my lady, my cook, man, she can really make the authentic salsas and stuff like that. She made the salsa to go with my rolled tacos that I made, and I was just like, oh man, this is gonna be a killer when we can get it going,
Sure.
So I'm anxiously awaiting, for the opportunity to open that up, but at the same time I'm cautiously waiting, for the right time.
I think one of the coolest things, just going there, the parking that you guys redid that parking lot. That's fantastic.
Just finished it today.
It was beautiful. It was absolutely beautiful.
I talked to
the pits look amazing.
I talked to the owner. The owner, man, he's been a blessing to my family. If it hadn't have been for him, Coops would have never got open.
Yeah.
He came in there. It's weird the way all of that worked out, because there was another lady that actually had the lease on Coops, the building.
Yeah.
And things just didn't work out between me and her. You
were subleasing from her?
Yeah.
Okay.
She didn't have the health permit or nothing like that. She wanted me to pay rent. I was like, are you crazy? I can't make no money. I can't cook nothing in here, you know?
Right.
And so she was depending on me to pay my part of the rent. So I told my wife, I said, I have a feeling we're going to end up getting that building to ourselves. Yeah. And the owner came in there one day. I was in there cleaning up, just trying to get ready. And I introduced myself to him. And, we got to talking and stuff. And I had got his number. So I called him one day. I said, can you come into the restaurant? I want to let you try something. And I had made a brisket and some ribs for him, just like my father did for me.
Right.
And I said, this is what I want to do here. I said, I believe that if you give me the opportunity, help me get this place open, that I'll be able to repay you back everything and make it successful. And so he ate into it, and he was like, wow, this is really impressive.
That makes me really happy, because you hear so many horror stories about landlords and
the
triple nets and people just, they essentially take advantage of you. Like, the better you're doing, and they want more money, and they keep you on these small leases, and I'll give you a 3-year lease with a 2-year arm, and it's like, man, okay, then in 5 years when my business actually starts to flourish, and then you're going to come and fuck me, and now I have to pay a premium on something that I built.
Right.
So that
this guy's been very, very good to us. He actually built the chicken coop up for us.
That's awesome.
Because he wanted everybody else to build it. And I think I believe that God put people in your life.
Sure.
And
absolutely.
This guy, I believe he was put in my life, and I was put in his. Anything that goes wrong on the property, I'll try to take care of it.
Sure.
And people ask me, why you always out here
take
working?
pride.
I say, hey, this guy has been good to us, and so I have no problem.
He looked out for you, and you look out for him.
I talked him into painting the place and everything, and I paid for half of the painting.
Yeah.
Because I wanted to look good, because my business there, people when they pull up there, they're pulling up. It's not like they're pulling up into Lemon Grove commercials, and they're pulling up in the Coops.
Yeah.
So that place is a reflection of my family's business. So
a little TI money goes a long way. You get that,
yeah.
And it helps him, it helps you, and you guys are both excited about it. And with that, now he's really vested in you as a person. Now he's going out and talking you up, and he's probably your biggest supporter. He wants people to come and it, like you said, it works both ways, right? You're not just sitting here saying, okay, I want this big lease, I want all this. No, you guys are working together.
Right,
that's really cool.
It's pride of ownership. It's pride of community. What you've been able to do in Lemon Grove, and we've always been firm believers that if we plant our roots and if we embrace, all the eclectic things that happen in Spring Valley, the more Spring Valley will give back to us. And it's not, oh, you got to come here because we're who we are. It's how can we help? And if you listen and if you talk to people and you find out, there's so many different ways that a restaurant can impact a community. And I think that's one of the coolest things is if you look at the geography of where both of our restaurants are located and where Derek's shop. Derek's shop's been here, holding down Spring Valley for 61 years.
Right.
And, it's a shining example. And now he's here adding all these improvements that, he believes in what's going on here. And, you believe in Lemon Grove, you believe in East County, you believe in San Diego, just the same way that we do. We want to let other people know, hey, there's some really cool operators, owners that are doing some amazing things, not just in barbecue, but, that are doing great things for San Diego.
Yeah, just trying to help out in the community. We had a chance to help the Lemon Grove Little League go to the World Series.
That's so cool.
That one year, we gave them 20% of the net proceeds from a certain time. We were able to give them like $1,400, and that's
huge.
That made me feel good, because I know what sports did for me. Growing up,
Derek and I wouldn't be as close, as we are if it wasn't for sports.
Right.
I mean, the competitive nature of sports, working as a team, having learning leadership through coaches.
Right.
I mean, those are the people that, we have amazing teachers, but a lot of the things that I learned, on the sports field, on the football field, on the basketball courts.
Let me ask you, I look at you as a successful businessman.
That means a lot.
You guys been in the business for a while, and I see your operations. Particularly you, Sean. You drive through there, you come in there, man. The place is just bumping. And do people ever just look at you and say, "Man, I want to be like you. I want to go into business." What do you tell them?
I mean, that's really one of the reasons why we started this podcast, is because we encourage people to be entrepreneurs. I mean, it's the engine for our economy, giving jobs. I mean, we have 88 employees. 88. We started, we had 18 employees. Me and my best friend, we had 18 employees. We could barely pay our bills. There were multiple times where the restaurant was going to go out of business. Right. I had to go find more money. We got sued like multiple times. And at the end of the day, I was like, I know this is going to work. I know it's going to work, and I'm going to figure it out. And no matter what, no matter how many people leave me voicemails like that first one, like no matter what's going to happen.
That was inspired, man.
Right? No, honest to God, he put it on his iPod. And he would listen to it at the gym.
But I mean, you listen to something like that, it's either going to tear you up or it's going to drive you.
It's I guess I'm just one of those assholes that it's like the you always hear the story about Michael Jordan. That's the it's the poster board, like that's what they put up in the locker room. I got rejected by all 3 law schools in San Diego, and I framed those rejection letters, and they're right in front of my desk. That's more important to me than my graduating from University of San Diego, like that. Whatever, that's no big deal. It's like it's those rejection letters those are the things that drive me every single day.
It's the fuel to your fire.
People will come to the restaurant, particularly on the weekend when we're real busy, and they just think I'm making money hand over fist, and I'll be like, man, it's not all that it looks.
You have no idea. I mean, they have no idea.
Thank God
right?
for this day.
Absolutely.
Those weekends just kind of get you through. Help you get to the next
then you get
point.
the sales tax bill, and then you get your workers' comp premium comes up, and you're like, man, what do you want? How much? How much do you want?
Yeah, and then your mod rate goes up because you had one accident, and you're like,
I thought that's why I have insurance. Yeah. Like I have insurance in case shit happens. Well, shit happened. Now you're going to pay for it.
Right.
Like, that doesn't make sense.
Finally, knock on wood, something fell off my mod, and it saved me $23,000 this year.
Really?
Just because of one incident that fell off and I've been paying on for 5 years.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like people don't understand those little things, and they don't think that. I mean, they think, unemployment, workman's comp, all that. It's like they're owed that. It's like no. I mean, but it's a lot. It's a lot to run a business. Isn't all these flowers and butterflies that people think that, oh, you're rich and you get to go do these things. That's not what it is. I wouldn't change it for anything because it gives me the luxury to feed my family and do the things I love to do and meet the people I love to meet and create relationships. But it's a fucking grind. It's a grind. I mean, I woke up early this morning at 4:00 and, I won't go to bed till 11. I'm still here, and I got 2 boys at home, and it's a daily grind. You don't just, and people don't see that. That's what we're talking about behind the smoke.
Right,
they don't see that shit when you're coming in and no one else is here, and I'm sending out emails, doing things, trying to get everyone situated, and then you got to put on your face when customers come in, right? Because you can't. They want to see you.
Right.
They want to talk. They don't want to talk to that. They want to talk to Brad. They want to talk to Coop. Let me talk to Coop.
Exactly.
They want to talk to you. They want to talk to Sean. They want to see Sean. They want to know what's going on, and you have to put that face on. It's almost just tiring.
I always tell my employees, I say, hey, when you walk through that door, the show starts.
Yeah.
Right.
The show starts.
Theater.
I don't care what's going on in your life.
Absolutely.
The show starts.
It's showtime.
No
matter what happens, no matter how upset you make a customer, no matter how bad their day is, guess what? Somebody else is going to come through that door.
Right.
And you got to forget about all of that.
Right.
You got to forget about that, and you got to embrace that person. You got to listen. And hospitality is so difficult. It's one of the things that we joke about. It's part of our application process is that we do a blood test.
Right.
If you don't have hospitality in your blood, you're not going to make it.
Right.
Yeah, you got it. You have to, man.
Because the heart of your house, the people that have kept Coops open, those people, they have it.
They have it. They
and
got
it's just
it, man.
something that you can't.
They'll be telling, hey, why so-and-so's customer service?
Right.
And when they see somebody doing something, they say, why so-and-so's customer service? And I'll just be walking around just paying attention. I'll say, hey, where your smile at?
Right. Yep.
What's going on? I need you to smile. I need you to be friendly up here, Because sometimes, and we, I try to take a chance with a lot of young people, because they need a break.
Right. Yeah.
Some of these kids need to learn how to work and they need that opportunity, that experience. So I try to take a chance with some of them. Sometimes you get them, man, especially some of the girls having a problem with their boyfriend and they bring that to work and it's all in their face, or having a problem with mom and dad or whatever, they don't know how to put that mask on. I'll be like, hey, I need you to, the show has started. Well, I need you to put on that character.
The girl you had at the counter today, she was amazing. She did just a fantastic job, explaining to my wife that, the Texas sausage, that's not going to be till the weekend,
right.
But we have this amazing other option, she worked her all the way through the menu. And,
right.
I mean, my wife, she's Eastern European, she's Bulgarian. She's going to she doesn't bullshit, she doesn't bullshit.
Right.
And she wants what she wants, but she appreciates, because we have such high standards that
right.
we look everywhere we go to try to find, how do they do it? Do they do it? And it doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be a restaurant. It doesn't have to be a barbecue shop. It can be Home Depot.
Right.
It doesn't matter what business it is, but, people that are in customer service, the more that they're touching customers, they're the ones at the end, they're the end of the product line. That's a point of purchase right there.
Right.
How are you going to impact that person to make them so excited that they have to go tell everyone about Coops? You have to go back there. There was a sweet girl. She did an amazing job. She told me all about the menu. She told me to, move the tables so that I can take care of my family. Those are the things that, those are the 5-star reviews. That's how you get 4.5-star reviews.
Yeah, I tell them, I say, we got to stay at 4.5 stars. Anything less is unacceptable. There's no reason why a person's ratings should go down.
Yep.
If your ratings go down, you better start looking at your staff and remove that person from your staff.
We've been at 4.5 stars. We went to 4. We're at 4 right now. And,
right.
I can't tell you how much it hurts. My whole management team, everything that we do is to try to be at 4.5 stars. And right now we're just, we had a Yelp Elite event, which has been great. It was awesome for us, but all those little things, it's all those 5s. All it takes is 1 star.
Sometimes, man, though, I think, sometimes some of the people on Yelp, man, some of them can be just total assholes.
Well, that's just the village. Every village, there's an asshole somewhere.
You know what? I don't even look at the reviews no more. I stopped looking at them because I would see probably 50 good ones and then come across this one that is just, and you could tell if it's legit, I'm gonna look into it.
Right.
If they say, well, the brisket was horrible, everything else, this was good, but when you get that one person, oh, the brisket was horrible, the ribs were horrible, nothing on the menu was good, you're just and then especially when they hype somebody else up, next time I'm just gonna go to Phil's, I'm just like, oh, come on, for real,
right,
man, you set me off.
I know, it's tough.
We talked about it before, but sometimes
I don't even look at them no more, man.
Yeah, those reviews that are like, yeah, everything was good. I really enjoyed it, and they give you 3 stars. It's like, come on, man.
Yeah.
You can't hit me with the 3 stars. You just say how much you liked it.
Right.
But yeah, people don't understand how much that means to a business owner. Right. And I'm getting into your boat right now, where I'm starting to just not look. We're at 4.5 stars. Thank God, we're doing well. But you have to know you're not going to make everybody happy.
No, you're not.
But,
you're not.
So I just kind of. I'm like you. It kind of affects me more than it probably should. So I just try to stay off.
Yeah, I stay off. I pay more attention to my Facebook reviews than I do anything.
Yeah.
Because your Facebook page, you have those people who like you and that are going to give you honest. I actually have people inbox me, hey, Coop, I came to the restaurant the other day, the rib tips were tough.
Mm-hmm.
And
I appreciate that.
I say, you know what? Hey, I apologize for that. Please come back and have a meal on me. I'll write their name down on the board.
Yep.
But usually when you get something like that, you might get one other one because they come in batches, Right. So you look for stuff like that. And then you see those that, I had a guy put a post on the other day, told me, you want some real good barbecue, you ought to go to Cali Comfort. And I just on my page. Seriously. And I had to come back.
Fuck
and say,
that guy.
I said, for real, dude, you gonna put that on my poster?
Yeah.
You know?
Right.
I just left for that there.
That's
you know, and so I said,
hilarious.
for real, you gonna put that on my poster?
Yeah.
You know,
Well,
but, you know, it's just funny. People do some crazy stuff though.
So I know you do a bunch of catering, right? So
Oh,
people
man,
can. I love seeing those. You just did a wedding recently. The
that was
setup
cool.
you
I
had,
love
that
doing
was really
weddings,
really
man.
cool.
I love
that's,
it.
That's their special moment. They picked you.
Yeah.
How cool is that?
Man, I love it when people call me to do, you know, particularly weddings, because like you said, weddings are, you know, for most people it's a once in a lifetime thing.
It's the most
You know,
intimate
it's the
time
most
of their
intimate
life.
time.
Yeah.
And you know, you want to showcase, you know, on your wedding. You want to have good food, the service, everything. And when people are eating your food and say, "Oh man, this is the best brisket I ever had in my life," like, "Oh, what did you put in those baked beans?" You know, just it just makes me feel real good. And the bride and groom, you know, they say, "We want to take a picture with you." You know, we really appreciate you coming out here. And it was really out there in the middle of nowhere, but it was cool. I was just like, "Where in the hell are we going?"
I want to say where you were at last time. I did a wedding there as well. It's like down a dirt road, down in like in a little gully.
You know?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it was a trip, man. It was cool.
I think we
though.
talked about that with Andy last week, and we did one out there too, and it was it's so cool. Like you wouldn't even think, very unassuming, and then all of a sudden you pull in, and it's like all these trees, and they got a little stage up there. Those things are awesome.
Cool.
So one of the best things about the podcast is that anything we talked about, it'll be in the show notes. So if you go on the show notes on Barbecue War Stories, you can find it. We're gonna let Coop. How can people find you?
You can go to coopsbbq.com or just go to our Facebook page at Coops West Texas Barbecue. And can I say one thing?
Whatever you want, my man.
I just want to say to those people who are thinking about going into business, particularly the barbecue business, just any business, make sure you're passionate about what it is that you want to do. Because if you don't have passion, you're not going to last.
Amen.
Yeah.
Amen.
Yeah. No, you got to have tough skin.
You got to have passion, man. You got to love what you're doing, and you got to have a purpose for what you're doing it for.
Yeah, and you have to be willing to ask for help.
Yeah.
And that's one of the toughest things is that, you know, we have such, you know, type A personalities. We're going to do it. I'm going to do it all by myself. But it's like, if I don't slow the fuck down and I don't call somebody and just at least ask for help, because you just never know, you know, who might know somebody that might help you, that might save you $20,000, you know, that might save you, you know, some terrible experience. So people, no matter where they are, you know, we encourage anybody that's visiting San Diego to come down and, you know, come and visit you, come talk to you. We're really excited. You're still good for Del Mar?
It's still good.
My man.
Still good. I can't wait. I think this will be a lot of fun. Hey, there's a saying that I always tell my kids, my daughters, I always told them, hey, never be afraid to fail when you're trying to succeed.
That's true.
You know, because in business, you're going to have you're going to have some failures, and the best thing you could do is learn from those. And
I don't think you learn anything. You never learn more than from your failures.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. I'm not going to do that next time, you know. But, you know, I always tell my kids, don't be afraid to do things. So, you know, if you're thinking about starting a business, you know, just give it your best shot. And if you fall down, get back up.
Yeah, and don't be afraid to have uncomfortable conversations. I mean, it's amazing how much you grow when you're willing to go and have, because you know that you have to have that conversation, and whether it's with a landlord, whether it's with a vendor,
Man.
I mean, you know you have to have that conversation. Don't put it off. Put it as a priority and deal with it.
Right.
If you don't deal with it,
head on.
then you know it's going to be a
No
fucking
roundabout
pain in the ass.
ways.
No roundabout bullshit.
Just go at it.
Yeah, don't sugarcoat it.
Yeah.
I mean, you know what you want. You know what you need. I think that's.
You might be amazed at the outcome.
Yeah.
No, for real.
That's
Yeah,
absolutely. But yeah, we appreciate everybody that's tuning into the podcast. You know, all we ask is that you tell a friend, let them know, check it out. We are going to have some great guests coming on, not just from the barbecue world, but from the restaurant world, the sports entertainment world. Some people that are, I mean, we just want to go behind the smoke. We want to be honest and let people know what's, you know, the real shit that goes on in business and, you know, what's happening with
You guys got to come to Valley Farms and get some of this beef jerky. It's good. I think I've eaten about half of it.
Well,
it's good.
We appreciate it. And you can get a hold of me at valleyfarmmarkets.com, or you can go on my Twitter at Marso Derrick, and you can also go on my Instagram or Facebook at Valley Farm Market.
And yeah,
look forward to talking to anybody. Reach out, ask questions. We're here to talk and help. And if you guys have any reviews or anything, let us know. Let us know what you want to hear, what you don't want to hear. We're open.
Well, one of the coolest things, we did get some feedback, though. Somebody came in to your shop because of the podcast to have some. They've been looking for carne asada. They've been looking, searching. And then the butcher gods started singing Imperial Valley. And this person's actually from Imperial Valley. And they said it was the best carne asada they've ever had.
Yeah, we actually have been voted #1 carne asada in San Diego for the past 7 years.
Wow.
So it's something we hang our hat on. And we actually, in the late 1980s, early 90s, my dad went out to Imperial Valley to a packing house. And they were having a carne asada competition. He didn't even know what was going on. So he goes, the packing house takes him there. You know, they're trying carne asadas, and they're using a piece of meat called flat meat. It actually comes off the short one. It's a tail section of the T-bone porterhouse, and it's something that people really didn't use very often. It has like a membrane on it, and people were using that for their carne asada. My dad loved it, so he came back, made up a little recipe, and he just called it Imperial Valley style carne asada. And now it's the same carne asada that we have. I tweaked the recipe about 6 years ago, but yeah, we still call it Imperial Valley carne asada because that's where we got from.
Well, we appreciate that feedback from Caesar, and any other feedback, check us out, Barbecue War Stories. Definitely go visit Coop. Brad,
get that chicken, boy.
We can't thank you enough for taking time. We know you're running the pit with your guy on vacation, and that's part of being an owner and an entrepreneur.
How hard I got kind of work though. I lost some weight messing around with that pit.
Well,
it's an old school pit too, boy. The heat be coming off on you.
We can't wait for to have you out there in Del Mar. We're going to have the best pit masters, best restaurants out there August 20th. It's a KCBS event, but the restaurants, we're just going to be doing what we do and serving amazing barbecue, and can't wait for people to come and check that out. But let us know.
California barbecue,
That's
baby.
right, California barbecue, and keep sharing those photos from across the world, what you're doing behind the smoke, and add that hashtag and make it happen.
Behind
Thanks
the
for
smoke.
listening.
San Diego in the house.